Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming, your narrative and roleplay focused home for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live play campaigns. It is Wednesday night, which means we are here for our limited high-level campaign, Dynasty of Dragons. Tonight, episode 9, I think. So yeah, we're getting there. 2 Dragon Bolts down, a bunch of shenanigans. But before we get to tonight's episode, we'll do a quick meet and greet with all of our amazing cast. Do a quick as we can recap. A lot happened last week, so it's going to be a little kind of dodgy. I'm going to need the cast to kind of help me with that. But yeah, and then we'll jump right into episode 9 tonight. First of all, sorry, we were running a little late. Real life sometimes comes in and creeps on us, and we are no different. So we are here now and happy to be here. So I am Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social media, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. New videos arrive Monday and Tuesday afternoons on the old YouTube box. If you like what we do here, give us a like, follow, subscribe, share, high five, comment, skywrite, whatever it is to show some sign of affirmation. We really appreciate the support. Now, let us meet our amazing cast who I hand assembled to torment me on a daily basis, and they have done a hell of a job at it. Let us start with, let's see, who do we start with? They get upset when I pick them first, so we won't pick them first. Let's start with one of the Touchers of the Orb that, depending on your point of view, was either like the highlight of the day, and it all went downhill from there, or the beginning build to chaos. Raz, tell us about Daemion and how'd you like the dragon? It's the best. It's the best part of this is I get to live out the person I want to be in the real world through evil monsters and have everybody get a catharsis. I'm like, oh, thank God, and I don't have to say that to like actual people, and you get to be like, fuck that guy. So it's a nice symbiotic relationship, and I appreciate that we're all here to do it. Tell us about Daemion. Some people are just horribly incompetent, like asshats. So that there's like a third option. They also may be hiding things and lying. So you know it's all wrapped up, but they might not be. They just might be asshats. We'll see. All right, sliding over our soldier scholar, dealing with a little bit of personal issue. We thank you for playing with the pain. Nick, tell us about Banquo and what you thought of the dragon. That was kind of a thing. How was the tea? Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, oh, this week it's just tea. Okay, cool. Never mind. Now he feels bad. He was hospitable to you, and now you just bad mouthing his tea when you're not around. That's cool. That's fine. Yeah. You know what? That tea was the shit. All right, sliding over our gentle giant and lone holdout because of initiative last week. While everybody got to safety, Basall waited his turn in combat and almost didn't make it. John, tell us about Basall and the academic dangers of low initiative rolls. and nobody kind of there to be like, hey, Basall, you all right, buddy? Everybody's gonna be like, yo, what's taking him so long? Maybe he's fighting the dragon. Maybe he's dead on a cliff. So yeah, tell us about Basall. And despite your best efforts, people, a good amount still got hurt, and it weighs on you. Understandable. All right. Last and not least, we have our Toucher of the Orb, our saving throw maker. You made them just where it was just in a bad way, yeah? Okay. Yes. The Toucher of Orbs and less than successful thrower of saving throws. Robin, tell us about Tess. What kind of day they've had lately, and what did you think of the dragon? Yes. Okay. Yeah, omelet, eggs, yada yada yada. All right, so that is our amazing cast. Definitely feeling some type of way after the Topaz Dragon of last week. So, speaking of last week, we began with fresh off of Tess and Daemion touching the orb, in which time between the previous episode and last week, they had received an ominous message in a very disturbing voice, as well as an experience unique to themselves. They were brought back, not through any means of the party, but just the effects of the orb kind of lessened, with a little help from Banquo, and Basall, who forcibly removed Daemion and Tess from the touching the orb, snapping them free of its control. Let's see, what else? After a second, you spoke to the other dead guardian, asked them some questions. We love talking to the dead here. Went outside, saw a rather unassuming looking humanoid sipping tea, marveling at his fantastic view, to find out that he was indeed a long unknown ancient topaz dragon who had been imprisoned in the dragon vault for 1600 years. And despite his best efforts for the entirety of that 1600 years, his horde of undead broke free from the vault, the mines adjacent to them, and ran roughshod over the region of Thar. The dragon seemed exceptionally apologetic. he did feel bad. I'm not gonna lie. He felt bad and would like the party to leave the orb where it lay, because he believed it preserved his life for the 1600 years beyond his typical lifespan. Instead, the party stole it. Basall grabbed it, dipped back to the throne room, dropped it off, came back to the fight. Tess went down. Everybody left. Basall almost died. When they came back, they realized the orb that they had stolen was missing by the ever popular and very empathetic being known as Lady Gwendolyn, head of the Lord's Alliance currently. And in their kind of post-combat, everybody aged a little bit kind of thing, Lady Gwendolyn, as she's wont to do, instructed the party to head off to the another Dragon Vault. That situation had changed. Things were getting kind of dramatic, and that they should go. But Tess protested and insisted on returning to the town of Melvaunt to not only confront the asshat that we spoke of earlier, the deputy mayor, or the mayor's son, but actually to warn the people about the impending horde of undead that still remained, created by the dragon. And with that, the party begins back in the city of Melvaunt. Let's go ahead and put that up. Bam. All right. You have asked Gwendolyn to send you here. She has snapped her fingers. You appear in front of the Green Rug Tavern, where you previously met the deputy mayor, which I need to find his name. I got it. Hold on. I got it. Clamorjack. Yes. Clamorjack Roxon. And as the party reappears in front of their familiar inn, you can hear nowhere near the ruckus and laughter as before. As you look around, just your surroundings, the buildings nearby, all of them are draped in black satin, hanging from all of the windows and over most of the doors of the building. The usual clamor of the market and the kind of blacksmithing region of town seems silent. And the streets seem oddly empty for this kind of major city reliant on trade and craft work. There doesn't seem to be much coming and going. So as you stand outside of the inn, noticing these kind of things around you within the city, what would you all like to do? What, from last week? Yes. Okay. Okay. You make your way inside. The bartender, Lyle, kind of peeks out and gives a knowing little smile. Two other tables of just random citizens sit there, barely paying you any mind. A gentleman at the bar seems to turn and look, mostly out of curiosity, just at the sound of an opening door, and then turns right back. And as you walk in, the deputy mayor the mayor's son, sits at a table, tending to a leisure, with what looked to be two kind of significant attendees to him at his table. Both of them deliberately chairs turned, so the back of the chair is against the table, but they are facing the door. Oh, I didn't realize the neutral colors of everybody else. Be like, hey, spot the NPCs. It's all those guys. Neutral colors, heard. Nobody agrees. Look, man, I'm not saying I will. Enough time to like wake up, protest, and get snapped here. Yes. Okay. Okay. See him, from his ledger, kind of look up. You're alive? I mean, you're alive! Hey! Hey! Oh, wow, how was Glister? It was great, wasn't it? I told you. If... Oh, even better. Avoided the crowds. Yeah. Oh, man, sometimes it's just so... Oh. Yeah, no. It's just it's not season. I mean, it's getting chilly. It's more of a like a springtime thing. You beat the rush. It's really the way to enjoy it. Did you try the hot springs, the bathhouse? Whew, man, at that resort, just so nice. I mean, you all look great. Um, you know, okay. Uh, give me an athletics check for a little toss. You gonna wing it at him? Or you gonna like underhand it? Okay. It's it's gonna slip out of your hand, but it's gonna roll a little oblong like American football, but it kind of wobbles its way. The guards are gonna kind of look at it and stand up, draw their swords. It's gonna say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, just look. Let's let's not let's not desecrate my father's memory by spilling blood today. We're still mourning. So, sit down." Turns back, looks at his feet. The hell is this? I mean, so? It's a crazy world we live in. Of course there's undead everywhere. Just, they happen. This doesn't... You found an undead. Bring me... Bring me a moose. Bring me an owlbear. Um... Whew. Alright. Well, I guess my moment was going to have to come. Um, he kind of stands up. It's with great regret and sadness that I inform you of the passing of my Lord Father here in Melvaunt. Died tragically in his sleep the other day, and by choice and by ordained destiny, I find myself called to lead as my father once was, and I have assumed rule of Melvaunt. And unfortunately, as mayor, I am afraid that these contracts are for the former mayor, my late Lord Father, and for the most part, kind of looks through them, only valid through his leadership. This is quite tragic and unfortunate. I am truly sorry that the timing of this just could not have been worse for you. Kind of stiffen up. True legends are made when their mettle is tested, and this is my test. My rule of Melvaunt and my reign begins now, and unfortunately, ruling does not mean popular, but it means being just. And unfortunately, the laws clearly state, mayor to mayor, we are not bound to honor contracts of former ones, lest they be made not in the interests of Melvaunt. And these... Okay. Okay. Ooh, I don't think he is going to make that. No, he is not going to save. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Okay. Everybody roll for initiative, please, as our little mayor is going to now be paralyzed. No, go ahead. Yes. Ooh. Okay. Basall, what'd you get? 17. Daemion? Okay, Banquo. Okay. All right. Oops. Okay. All right. As Daemion casts Hold Person, paralyzing the High Lizard Folk Lord Mayor of Melvaunt. Tess is gonna come in, just so like frozen like a wax statue. Like, can he still move if Tess punches him? Does he like take the momentum and stay frozen in that position? Okay. So he's conscious that he's aware he just got punched in the face? Okay. All right. So you can watch his eyes kind of get wide as to him being paralyzed. It probably comes in slow motion. He's going to take the shot. And Tess, it is still going to be your turn, actually. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. I have to roll that 20. 16. Okay. Anything else? Okay. All right. All right. This one is going to roll up on Daemion, sensing that he was the one that paralyzed the mayor. Uh, 19, 19, and 25 to hit. 25, all right. You are going to take 15 piercing damage as they just kind of come in. You doing your bounty hunter, semi-mercenary work lets you know that these are probably well-skilled sellswords. Like, they really, the form is great, the technique is great, weaponry is pretty good. You're just that much better to have dodged 2 of those. The other one, let's see. Let's just let the dice decide. Is going to slide over to Basall, seeing the large imposing figure. Slice at him 3 times with the rapier. 18, 25, and 26. $34 piercing damage as just gets in there as they come running. It's going to be it for that. Basall, it is actually your turn now. Yeah. What else I found out? Okay. So 1. All right. It is now the mayor's turn. He gets to save, yeah? Okay. Okay. All right, 18, yeah? Rolled a 6, -2, so 4? That's it for the mayor. Banquo, it is you. Okay. $19 and $24. Okay. Okay. 16 to hit. Negative. Okay. And as you talk about dropping him, he's going to point to Basall. You're off to a rousing start. So you made for Banquo. Daemion. It does. Not listening, mad. Okay. Let me just do some quick math. Because it's not about whether you killed him or not, because my man is hella dead. What it is about is how many times. Yes. Based on his current hit points and at that damage, Daemion just killed him 2.69 times. Nice. So you did a lot of math and you seem exceptionally invested in this act. So go ahead and take it away. Divine Retribution met and doled out. The body's going to slump right back in the chair as it was seated previously. The head manages to go flying up in slow motion, end over end. And as it flies towards the bar, Lyle is there with a large bowl, waiting underneath it to catch it. And then at the last moment, pulls the ball away and lets it crash into all of the bottles behind the bar. Might have caught your head if you paid your fucking bar tab. You get them. And Lyle goes back to the Kermit sipping tea meme and just kind of watching everything go down, having a drink. Also, none of the patrons in the bar seem to be even making the slightest effort to stop you. They look down, they look at each other, they look down at Basall. We'll take our chances. Oh, okay. Very nice. Well then. It does not. They're going to just almost effortlessly bleeding Inigo Montoya, like parry it away. Just, anything else? Okay. All right, Tess. You might have some, I don't know, blood. Best case scenario. That's all you got on you. You are kind of close. I imagine Daemion's divine retribution, as it was so elegantly stated, so much so that I had to write down the timestamp so that I can screen cap that later. Yeah, you got a little bit of high dragonborn or high lizard folk blood on you, and the guards seem rather unconcerned. Hold on, he froze. Is it me? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was worried. I was like, I'm having like trauma. It's usually me. All right. We're going to cut to a quick break. We will be right back as soon as... Oh, there we go. Never mind. Haha, just kidding. Yeah. Yep. 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 Wait. Hold on. Okay. I just got to get everybody back in the order. There we go. All right. Yeah. You don't care a lot about blood. You're in the middle of a rageful moment. It has been a very exciting, like, 6 minutes for Tess. Like, seriously, a really go, 6 minutes, essentially. Probably. Maybe less, depending on how quickly you all walked into the bar. I was like, I don't remember what we said. I was like, I'm pretty sure I made the ruling in the moment. It was like, that makes total sense. And now you're like, what'd you say last week? Oh, come on. I think to physically give it to somebody, like to hand them I would call that. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I think that was a bonus action. They're doing half the work. They're taking it from you. Like to actually like do it, I feel like full action for the. But I will grant you full healing as long as you like really kind of commit to it. You don't do like a marathon runner. You're like splash. You're like yay, I'm refreshed. Ooh, very nice. Experimental, patent pending, patent pending, patent pending. Yeah. I was like, 30's not bad. Okay. All right. Basall, enjoy your aggregate 30 hit points. Very well done. Tess, very selfless of you. Plus, you got to punch dude. Plus, you got punched dude in the face, and you're not really mad at these guys, so you might as well do something productive. Look, man, I don't really have a problem with you guys. He's dead. We're good. Yeah. All right. Tess, you good? That's it. Okay. Let's see. Yep. One's gonna take his shot at Daemion. 19, 21, 18. None of them? Woo. All right. All right. I'm like... all right, we'll let the dice decide again. Ooh, okay. Sensing and realizing that his boss is now dead, this one's going to slide around, and we'll try this again. 23, 26, and the 16, obviously not. $29. Okay. It's just one that hit. Okay. You're gonna take 12 piercing damage as he just comes in there with his amazing rapier. That's gonna be it for the guards. Basall, feeling reinvigorated, even a little bubbly. Got a little bit of energy drink buzz to you. Temporary hit points. Caffeine buzz. Yeah. They are still, to this point, unharmed. And kind of cocky. Proceed as you will. Okay. Yeah, you did. I don't do shit from you. How big is Spirit Guard? Okay, there it goes. 15 feet. And you wanted... Huh. Alright. It doesn't affect you guys. It's only... Okay. Alright. And what? I'll make my saves when it's my turn again? Okay. Okay. Mayor's Corpse's turn. He's going to ready an action just in case he comes back to life. But he's going to stay sitting in the chair. He's good. Banquo. Bro, have you ever taken it off of sick jumps? Okay. Number 2. Alright. Does not. Who does number 2 work for? Yes. Okay. Yeah, they're not immune or anything to anything. They're the kind of bros of bodyguards. Oh, Doyle rules! Shut up! Oh, Doyle rules! Oh, wow, very nice. 51, hold on, that's big math. Okay. Okay, big math. 51 points gets you lets you be able to describe what it looks like. That's pretty significant. Very well done. All right. Very nice. Daemion, it is your turn. Number 2, very much not doing well. Number 1, still unaffected, and just about to have to roll some saving throws on my end. What would you like to do? Banquo, what are you dancing with him? Yeah, yes. Just so. Oh, very nice. On number 2 or number 1? Oh, no. No, no, okay. Oh, no. Just very well done. 20. All right, cool. Yes. you're going to hit him with a booming blade. The kind of condescending douchebag smirk that I would expect Daemion to hate as an extension of my friend Raz, slowly kind of goes away as very much staggered and grabbing his side, still holding his sword. You know the code. You die for your lord. And he still kind of defiantly, despite being in a very bad way, kind of holds up his rapier. Still ready to fight. Why, you got something else? Oh, okay, good. I was like, God, I didn't want to talk shit and then just be dead. That'd suck. All right, Tess. Interesting. Oh, I got you. Mine was more just a shitty aside, but okay. The guards? No. No. They are not. They are not. Oh, so that's a lot of dice in there. Yes. Yeah. Max damage, and then roll everything again. Just remember, one neener per short rest. All right, so that's yours. Opportunity attack, or did neener imply that there was to be? Oh, okay, got it. Okay, I was like, I'm trying to think if neener had a deeper raw implication that I was unaware of. Thank you. Got it, neener. Fuck, Jesus. I think I spelled it wrong. More of a German spelling. There's I's and E's involved. All right. Neener, end your turn. Across all games. Nobody ever gets this bad in the one shot. It's like, do you survive the end? The answer is always fucking yes. Yes. Well. Hey! Easy, science boy. we do a humanity show here. Alright. I'm not having as much fun as I was a minute ago now. The math seems to have swung not in my favor any longer. And, yeah. Alright, so it is the guard's turn. So what saving throw do I have to make? And over, under, how long do you think guard number 2 is going to live? The answer is not very. Yeah. All right, it's going to be a 15 from number 1, and then a 17 from number 2. Just so. $18. Excuse me. Sorry. Huh? All right. So 2 saved, 1 failed. Yeah. Okay. 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 2 with his defiant stance, rapier holding aside, and the stupid smirk that is growing ever bothersome to Daemion. He smiles for a second, realizing that he felt like he did his best, and then just done. Boom. Did. Alright. And then, do I get to move too? I just want to get out. Boop. Done. Well, was it staying? And Basall as well. The math, I don't think is going to be in my favor, but depending, I don't think either one would have mattered. Yes? Okay. Alright. Alright, and then Basall. I mean, yeah. Yeah, keep going. Okay. Like what, palms his head like basketball? Is that gonna be the Oh. The mountain. The mountain. Got it. So Basall's going to Oberyn Martell him as he tries to get away. So strong and just so massive are the hands that the bottom half of his body is actually going to gain traction on the ground and begin to move away, slowly bending him back as Daemion's just going to come down and chop him clean in half. Feet are going to hit the ground, and then Basall, you're suddenly left with a less struggling head and half of a torso in your hands. And as the bottom half falls and the blood kind of trickles out of the waist of the other one, the bar is going to break out into a very nice round of applause. You are going to see Lyle kind of wipe his forehead. I got just the drink for this. And you can just see him like throw open the cellar door again, disappears under the bar, comes back. And then all the people are just going to go back to their drinks. As he kind of, you see him come back from under the bar, he shows up with, like, it looks like nothing. It looks like whatever he went for, he couldn't find. But he comes up and he looks in his hand, and it is just like the tiniest of bottles. And he was like, I can't even let you drink this. All I'm going to let you do is smell. Don't too much, just just a little bit. And maybe not you, but maybe especially you, big guy. Have a seat, maybe. I just, safe than sorry, just in case. As you can tell, my bar is kind of trashed, and I'd rather not have, broken furniture and the stuff. Nothing against you, big guy. It's just, it's fine. I knew it was going to happen someday. I just am glad that I got to see it and not wondered what happened to him one day. Just have him show up late because I thought he got his due and he was just running behind. So I guess, and one of the bar patrons looks over. Hey, Lyle, why don't you be mayor? Man, shut the fuck up. God, man. He's like, all right, who's ready? Everybody ready? Huh? Okay. He goes back behind the bar and comes back with a kind of elaborate glass, a little strainer, a sugar cube, lights it on fire, pours this green stuff over the top of it. This is called Out of the Absinthe. It's I hear it's really harsh at the beginning and meanders through a bunch of tastes. At the end, nobody's really satisfied, yet everybody seems to love it. So he puts it down, and the other one kind of pulls out, like, all right, we ready? Cool. He's like, just take, like, doesn't even, like, pull the cork out dramatically, like, just barely cracks it, holds it under everybody's nose. Kind of, hey, big guy, can you just help me out here? A little help. Cool. And he kind of steps back. It's called Rum of Annihilation. It comes from Cholt. It's supposed to be just amazing. The only problem is you might not ever get to enjoy it again. It's pretty permanent. And it's like, so, yeah. So now what? The mayor's dead, you guys. Like, okay. In his pocket, all you see is a kind of little book about like yay big, and what appeared to be names and like amounts of coin after each one of them. The first like kind of half of the book, as the names are listed, seem to be all scratched out, and a couple of them are circled. Woo! Woo! I'm a soldier scholar. Listen, I'm going to tell a story. Penguin's going to tell a story about the time he robbed 2 asshole bodyguards. The end. You don't find anything. You do find little mini kind of form contracts that look very familiar to the ones you filled out and the ones you found on all of the dead bodies. This one, the required task is protection at the cost of your life. And according to this, they were owed about 10,000 gold each. Way ahead of you, you can see him cutting up green fruit. Hands everybody a green citrus fruit. Places a bowl of salt in front of you. Spreads out 3 shot glasses and then like a teacup for Basall. Comes out Storm King's tequila. It gets really wonky in the middle. The end is great. The front finish is not so good, but it is powerful. All I need is about 2 minutes in between all I need is about 2 minutes, because trust me, all I'm doing over here is keep it going. Yeah, man, it's fine. It's fine. A lot of people are going to keep buying it because it's like the 3rd best thing I have. Doesn't mean it's very good. It's just the 3rd best thing I have. Here you go. So, it would seem you have destabilized the local government, and aside from the people in this bar, nobody knows the mayor's dead. Do you have a plan for that? I don't want to wait to have to tell everybody here. Happy hour. They're going to come in and see the dead bodies and kind of figure it out for themselves, but, you know. Yeah, kind of. It's got some broken glass in it, and I was like, that's it's just very flammable. And he points to all the pros to all the broken liquor bottles. Just don't light it on fire and throw it at somebody, okay? And he hands it to you. Okay. With the expectation of throwing it out into the street, yes? Okay. Okay. Give me an athletics check, please. Okay. Um, the head's gonna make it to about. Head's gonna make it to about here. It's gonna land very prominently. It's got a big kind of, sail on the side, as the high lizard folk are wont to do. It's gonna lay there, just kind of sitting there. This table down here is gonna kind of get up a little bit and look at it. Motion to Lyle. True. Yeah, and go ahead and do it at advantage because they did just want you slay like 3 people, and make friends with the bartender. So they're afraid to alienate you. They might not be able to drink in this town. Yeah, they're all gonna go. Yeah, what do we care? Of course, kind of dips down, comes back, clears the dust off the bottle. Ah, cool, exactly. It's like this comes from a faraway land. It can only be drank at night. It is Curse of Schnapps, and pours 4 drinks. Garlic schnapps. I know it's an import. What? I gotta see what other ones there are. Okay, cool. I got another one if we want to keep doing this. So everybody seems pretty happy. Lyle keeps the drinks coming. They seem totally unaffected by the newly elevated Lord Mayor's death, nor his body still sitting in the chair, nor the 2 bodies of his bodyguards also still sitting in the bar, or his head that is now a significant distance away from his body on a table. You took the mayor's body? Oh. I mean... Okay. Alright, so still 2 dead bodies. It doesn't look to be anything like unique about the actual composition of the metal. There does seem to be an enchantment on it, though. Okay. He had a big one on the table when you walked in, and then he had like a smaller one in his pocket. Okay. It mostly seems like accounts payable and accounts receivable of the town, and all of the seemingly like outgoing payments that they were due have all been scratched out and like scribbled and canceled above each of the kind of marks through the money or through the number. Sorry, Lyle. My bad. Don't worry, neither does Wizards of the Coast. You're totally good. Of course. He's just going to kind of slide the money in. You're going to see him, like, pocket it inside of his jacket. Kind of look around. You can see Lyle's kind of getting drunk. It's probably dark by now, he says definitively. All right. All right, Basall, when you go back, you're going back because you're done with this, yeah? You're gonna essentially chill at Neverwinter Castle until everybody comes back. Yeah, this isn't like with the dragon fight, boom and come back, yeah. Okay, and you're back. Okay. All right, so when you bamf back, the room is just empty. No Gwendolyn, no Harold, no Chandra, no mysterious large green beings guarding the room. None of that. It's just an empty hall. Do you just chuck the body? Do you lay it down? Yeet! You chuck the body, it's going to kind of fall like bad Unreal ragdoll physics. Kind of all crumpled up like a Bethesda game glitch. And you're gonna bamf back. Yeah. Would everybody? What? Everybody's gonna go to bed and take a rest of the long variety. I take it. Okay. All right. Okay. Taking this. Can I get a 2-bedroom, please? um. All right. Lyle, very courteously shows you to your rooms. No hesitation, even refuses any offer of payment. Look, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Somebody's going to hear about this. The mayor's going to go missing. I don't know what to tell you. But know that no matter what, I'll follow your lead to anybody who asks, okay? And he kind of excuses himself. You settle in for the night. You don't hear the ringing of the bell on the door, signifying people kind of coming and going. It basically seems that it's few and far between, probably just the patrons who are downstairs leaving at the end of their marathon day of drinking. You settle in, you go to sleep, and with that, we will take our break for the show. It is currently 9:02. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. We will be right back with the morning after everybody gets a long rest, and everybody's going to feel better about themselves, and who knows what they'll get into at full health and resources. So with that, it's 9:13. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. To everybody watching, thank you so much. As always, to my amazing players. I love everybody. You guys are amazing. And yeah, we'll see you back in about 10 minutes. Please stick around. All right, we are back. We have taken a short rest in real life. The party having had a long rest. Let's go ahead and just get the map out of there for a bit. You wake up in the morning, and just as the day before, a city this big, with its industry and its kind of lifeblood, you would expect clamor, just the life and the sounds of a living city. And once again, everything is very subdued. As people do make their way out into the streets, you can see them all dressed in black. And the familiar pinging of hammers on the kind of blacksmith's row, very near to the Green Rug Inn, are essentially silent. It is just a hauntingly kind of still town, especially given its size. Everybody wakes up in the morning. You can smell cooking bacon and various other things as the smell kind of enters your room. And for certain ones of you, depending on where your room is, you hear the clanging of pans below you, the occasional swearing in a voice that sounds familiar to Lyle's. And as everybody wakes up, what would we'll go around, give everybody a minute. Tess, you're gonna wake up. You're gonna smell breakfast cooking, something really good. No doubt, Lyle, the master of the hangover breakfast. How are you gonna start your morning? How are you gonna start your morning before heading down?
I think that she's actually assuming that there aren't a lot of people downstairs. It's going to take a lot of her, like, tinkering, which is less than usual, downstairs. Make her a couple of potions with a little, like, mini alchemist kit for travel. When she sees Basall again, she's going to pass in her helmet of awareness. Just, hey, we need you to be moving faster than the enemy. Thinks on what's coming up for her portents. And in the remaining time, she fell 30 feet. She's going to take some time, swap out her prosthetic arm for a kind of her like spare arm, and just tune the little mechanics that might have gotten knocked out of place when she fell.
Okay. Daemion, same. Morning comes. Your head is where you left it, whether it be on the pillow next to you. No judgment. You smell breakfast. You're one of the rooms seemingly above the clanging of pans and the screaming and cursing of a tiefling. How are you going to start your day?
Well, feeling kind of bad that it took this long in the first place. He's going to change out one of his spells for Fine Steed and go outside and summon Peduncle back.
Okay.
Who's just been waiting so very patiently. You know, say hello, apologize, get him caught up on what's happened.
You are not going to believe this shit.
Store a severed head in the saddlebags, you know, just stuff you do in the morning.
Peduncle, the ever obedient steed, is going to give you kind of a furrowed look. Why do I have to carry it, man? It's kind of weird. You just wake me up and now I got to carry a severed head. All right, whatever. He seems to say.
I mean, he can say to me anyway, I guess. We have telepathic communication.
Okay.
The distance is up to 1 mile.
Yeah, no, you don't need. He's right there, giving you the kind of furrowed horse look. As you go, and what you're just gonna let Peduncle stretch their legs?
Yeah, I mean he's been off in some sort of fuck off spirit realm for the last 12 hours. Poor guy.
Okay.
Probably bored.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's playing with a Peduncla. Who knows?
Just right. Stay close to the inn, what have you.
Tess is working on her arm. Daemion's outside, catching Peduncle up on the exciting last couple of hours of your adventure thus far. Banquo, what are you doing? You smell breakfast. You two hear the clanging of pans, like somebody kind of clumsily cooking, and the occasional muffled curse word through the floor.
He'd have woken up a little bit early, and in the last hour of our long rest, he would have sat down to study the enchanted sword to try to discern any of its effects. It wouldn't tell me if there's any curses, but that's one of the ways of discovering what a magic item is.
All right, so it won't tell you if it's cursed?
Correct.
Okay.
But if it'll tell me any of its basic enchantments.
Okay. It is a +2 rapier.
All right. Yeah, he will just put that in his old scabbard, and that will be the rapier he uses from now on, and he'll use it as his hex weapon.
Okay.
Manny, I did forget something, but I don't want to interrupt John's time either.
Okay. We'll come right back to Tess then. Basall, you've had a night to sleep on it. This is probably the longest period of time without some serious combat and killing in a little bit. Basall feeling any better in the morning, or is all this still exceptionally overwhelming, even with the addition of the time, kind of having passed?
He doesn't feel any better about what's occurred, especially in so much as how angry he got the day before, and once he got back up. But he's kind of come to that realization that the end justifies the means, so to speak. So he's going to get up and take a few moments and adjust his spells to better suit those means, and then make his way downstairs.
Okay. As everybody makes their way down, Lyle's got like a real nice spread laid out, some dried fruits, coffee drink, no doubt with booze, bacon, ham, all kinds of fruit just laid out. And you can see him just, even for a tiefling, you know, kind of given their background and racial heritage, he looks rough. You know, the fires of hell just can't compete with the night that he had. Yeah. Hey, just shh first, second. You know, I made this for you. It's the least I could do for everything you've done, and hopefully your day goes well. It is the old mayor's funeral today. The sisters of the church should be beginning the procession here very soon. I'm probably not going to open the bar today. I just wish you the best of luck, and if anybody asks, I'm going to back up your story. Okay?
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
You know,
Head aside.
it's all right. Just probably a little too much celebrating, especially for the uncertainty of what's going to happen. But one problem's out of the way, and whatever is in front of us, we'll deal with.
Hey, Lyle, come here a sec.
Kind of just does his best and just basically like leans closer, without moving. Like all he does is basically like pivot about his hips and just move forward. Yeah.
Bring up my artificial, my alchemist tools, and just tap him on the head for a lesser restoration. Try to ease up some of that hangover.
Oh. Whew. Man.
You need a place to go if things get a little messy here. There's a lot of places that are a little more forward thinking that could use a good bartender.
You know, messy or not, I don't think I should run the bar where the mayor was killed by, Lord's Alliance. So,
I think we might, if you guys think this is wise, just kind of put out the story that he was taken into custody.
I mean,
I'm not the best liar, but
everybody in here knows what they saw, and it's hard enough keeping two people to keep a secret, much less six. I hope so, but I'd rather not risk it. He kind of points at the bar, kind of a stationary target, easy to find, right here. Thinking somewhere a little warmer. I don't know where, but I'm probably gonna make sure you all are okay with whatever comes, and then I'm gonna head out. Bar's for sale if you want it.
that's a souvenir.
Memento, a reminder of fun times had. It kind of peers over the bar. I did my best to try to clean up the blood. I got most of it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But if you don't need me for anything else, I'm gonna go lay down.
That sounds good.
All right. Good luck, you guys. And you see him kind of like go to leave and then come back and grab a bottle and then kind of make his way out. Just don't worry about locking up. Don't worry about it. He makes his way out to the streets and you can hear like a chanting in a language, like just a chanting from distantly down the street as the door opens and closes. Bar's empty. It is just you. What would you all like to do?
You still got that sword on you?
Yeah.
No, it's Daemion.
Oh, get it.
Oh. Yeah, of course. I haven't really had time to...
Yeah, I'll pull out mine and yeah, let me take a quick look at these. This gave me a headache when I picked it up. I feel like there's got to be more to it than just a sword. I'm gonna take some time to ritually cast Identify.
Okay.
And see what I can learn.
After your 10 minutes, what the hell? As you cast the spell, I imagine you've cast Identify many times. Depending on what you've seen, it's much more to reinforce like a hunch that you may have had. Do you have a hunch about this?
Nothing in particular. I'm like, if anything, should guess it was probably suited to fight dragons or something similar that we aren't quite able to understand yet. Mostly just, hey, there has to be more than meets the eye to these things.
It gives off no magical kind of aura, the magical effect. It doesn't seem to be a magical item. Despite your time spent, either one, you get the same ting bing of magic from both. And with your metallurgy skills, as you sit there and focus for the duration of the spell, the only thing you are sure of is that you have never seen this metal before.
All right, so nothing new. The only thing I can think of, because like it hurt to pick up this one. I don't know about yours, but the only thing is like maybe it's cursed. I might not be able to pick that up. That's all I've got.
I mean, I didn't have anything like that happen, but mine was also handed to me.
Yeah.
Could be some kind of curse.
And there's some familial stuff that might be impacting mine. Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of information to sort through right now.
Yeah, I feel like we have time to sort that out later.
Yeah.
But
What's
we're
our
on
plan?
we're on a deadline here.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to know the truth. They
Yeah.
need to know that they've been lied to consistently for what seems to be a very long time.
So
And that they're without government right now.
well, not for long. I just kind of wonder how well they're going to take the news. But better that it gets broken, I guess, than just having the Lord's Lion show up, you know?
Yeah, that'll be up to
Really
them.
popular. Yeah.
I don't know, he didn't seem like the most well-liked guy in general. He had
considering
money.
the applause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had money, he had some power, he had no respect.
Oh, that too.
I don't think it'll be all that bad.
We'll find out. We're crashing a funeral then?
Might not be the place, but
Well, yeah, I guess that's what I'm asking is what's our plan for that?
should probably wait till it's over. So I suppose we might as well attend. At least we know everyone will be in one place.
Yeah.
Maybe watch from afar. I'm not sure. I want to be in that kind of crowd.
Especially if word started to spread and someone recognizes us. It would maybe be worth scouting around to see if there's a good spot that we could get everyone else's attention on the way out.
Do we know where the funeral's being held?
Probably the sound of the chanting, I guess. Unless that's something else ominous.
Well, if it's being held inside, we could just wait outside. If it's being held at a grave site of some kind, that'll be a little more complicated.
Yeah.
I'll pull out my strip map of the city and point to the large, the number 6 on the map, the large open area, and say we might start with this spot. This might be where public events are held. Just a screenshot of the map.
I'm mostly just trying to match it with all my old notes. Okay. All right. Yeah, so Lyle dips, not without grabbing a bottle first. What would you all like to do?
Put my walking around arm back on. And hey, are you bringing him with us, Daemion?
Yeah, just in case. Keep it covered up. Not gonna just brandish it about, but
Basall just unslings his pack and opens it.
oh no, it's on the horse. That's fine.
Just put it on a stake and walk around with it.
I considered it, but that seems a little crude.
I'm gonna trust your judgment.
Basall, how are you doing, man?
I'm ready to be done with this. This is violence and death on a level that I've never experienced.
It's senseless.
Well, admittedly, this is a larger scale than I'm used to, but I think we'll be all right. Let's just get it done.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Raz?
I don't remember.
No, my bad.
Time to head out.
Guess so.
And May, just circling back, before going to bed, the night before, just to kind of unwind some, Tess would be working on her wood carving project from grabbing that log the other day, the prior day.
Okay. All right. As you head out of the tavern, you hear chanting with a tone of like a religious kind of air about it. Maybe in a foreign language, maybe in a language proprietary to whatever faith is being practiced. Members of the, I guess, clergy, as they were, seem to be dressed in robes that are very black at the top, white at the bottom, and as it gets towards the middle, like slides into a very nice gray. So black, dark gray, dark gray, dark gray, dark gray, 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 light gray, light gray, light gray, white, as they go from head to toe. You see them not with solemn expressions on their faces, not callous or matter of fact, but there is no seemingly sorrow about them. And they walk every couple of feet. There are quite a few of them. And as you kind of look, the procession stretches for as far as you can see. If anybody's good at guessing crowds, it would not surprise you to see that all of Melvaunt's 40,000 residents are in this procession, broken up every 100 feet or so by a pair of uniformed like attendees that seem to be kind of leading everybody along, come on this way, and leading the chanting, which is not returned by the crowd.
Seems like his father was maybe better liked than he was.
You said the chanting was not returned by the crowd, or it was
wasn't.
returned?
It was not.
I don't know about all that. But I also, could I make like a religion check to kind of see if I can gauge like how this kind of ritual is supposed to go? Like if you're typically going to chant back? Or even like what deity this is about?
Yes.
Oh, that's not great. 21.
You recognize it, and kind of the common aspects of a procession of death and marking the end of a life. People are, the mourners and citizenry are in black. They're very solemn face. But the nature and kind of origin of this variety of funeral procession, it doesn't really ring a bell.
I don't know. Hold on, weird. Are there any good spots that we can see to kind of hang out until procession is kind of run its course?
I mean, you can see them all seemingly going in a direction. As I can put the town map. You are going to be at 10, the inn. They seem to be coming down like from the Avenue of 5, making the turn, coming by the Green Rug Inn, and then going back along this route, making
Ninth
their
Street.
way. Yeah, 9th Street. And from your position in this kind of corner, basically right where the procession turns to head down, it is as far as you can see. The stark black of everybody's tops, including the attendant clergy, just stick out, and you can just see them forever and ever and ever going down the street.
We do have the tools if we need it to find out a little bit more about how he died. Might be able to get some people on our side if we think that he didn't die in his sleep.
I didn't know about trying to convince these people to perform an autopsy moments before his burial.
Just do a quick
The
speak
spell,
with dead at the front
the
of
spell, Daemion. I'm saying if the authorities get involved.
I have a feeling they might object to that kind of thing. If we're gonna do it, we may need to do some exhuming.
What, can you explain that? Because I don't think I think the body's at the end of that big line of people.
Yeah, I think that it's on its way to being buried or something. Or burned. And a lot of people get kind of testy when it comes to...
I was talking about the son's head, Clamorjack's head.
Oh.
God,
I
no.
thought you meant the dad.
Gods, no. God. All right, I'll be a little less. Sometimes I try to keep things a little vague in mixed company. I'll work on that.
So, the issue I have with that plan, the spell does not compel the target to be truthful.
Yeah.
I have a spell that can change how we look. Maybe, well, a potion, really. That could change how Basall here looks. Convince him that it's somebody he knows.
I don't know.
He's
He
pointing
was
up and in his
always...
mouth off.
Yeah, but he was always quite committed to his lies.
Yeah.
I don't know if he
seems
was
like the kind of
committed so
person-
much as him believing them.
We carried physical evidence of his wrongness and threw it at him.
Yeah.
And he continued talking about all the plausible reasons why he could still be right.
And that's kind of what I'm saying is I think that to the end he believed he was right.
Well, if that's how you want to spend your last day here, I'm not going to stop you. But I don't find it to be a worthwhile expenditure of our time.
Yeah, he seems like the kind of person that just lies automatically, whether it's needed or not.
All right, it was just a thought.
I feel honor bound to at least explain to these people what happened to him. Outside of that, I'm going to have one last visit with our allies here and wait to be summoned back for the next part of this mission.
Yeah.
I need to see if I can find some of that Melvaunt steel before we leave.
I have business
But,
in the Smith's Quarter too.
Yeah, I wonder if that orc we met would be able to help out.
Say what, Robin?
I wonder if that orc we met would be able to help out with finding that.
Oh.
I don't think he'd have it on hand, but he might know a good spot to pick some up. Gee.
Well, I was going to see him anyway.
Mind if I tag along?
No, go ahead. Can only help to have more hands to convince him to get out of this place.
Yeah.
We're off to see the blacksmith. The wonderful blacksmith of 5.
If he's there. Can also probably give us a little bit of a lay of the land right now.
As you make your way down the street before making your way down 5th Avenue, you can see you are going against the grain of the procession, as it were. And to a being, everybody's heads down. Everybody's kind of marching out of, like, duty. There's no side talk. There's no anything. Solemn, a low shuffle, just head down, keeping the distance from the person in front of you, the person behind you doing the same. Scattered of this clergy as they continue to chant. And as you begin to make your way, you can see the procession is essentially a giant circle around the block. Everybody just keeps moving in a circular pattern, just up and down, to the point where there is no break. Just one giant circle of people going around. And this is a significant size city block, but still, at the end of the block, you can see a very large black box kind of being passed along the mourners as it is. Everybody clamoring to get a chance to touch it. People kind of elbowing each other to be under it and help move it along. But slowly but surely, this object is making its way closer to you. You arrive at Braxton's stall. The mud and everything, like the ground where he works, seems to be kind of stamped up. It looked like there was a small fire in his forge. His tools are out. But he is not there. You don't see him.
I'd like to check the somewhat secret area that he showed me the last time I was here.
Okay. Make your way back behind the stall. Find the pile of debris hiding the trapdoor. And it's open. It's tilted up, all the boxes and kind of debris very obviously suspended in the air on the door. And if you peer down, you can see him kind of hastily grabbing some things. And
everything all right, friend?
It's so good to see you. I assumed you were going to be like everybody else.
You seem to be in quite a hurry. You getting out of town?
I think it's time to go. Let's just say if you don't like the town you live in, go ahead and get the hell out. I am doing the get the hell out portion of that saying.
That seems like a good move.
You'll get no argument from me.
I can't even imagine how he is going to ruin this city. And I wish everybody the best, but I expect almost a full rebellion by nightfall.
You don't have to worry about that.
I do have to worry about that. I live here.
Braxton is gone.
I did it myself.
Between us.
I mean, like dead, not what you can do, dead.
I've got his head if you really need to see it, but that's kind of morbid.
I'm good.
Braxton's a freak.
A paladin as yourself, I imagine lying is not a tenet of yours, and I'm gonna take you. And he kind of pings. So who's in charge?
Good question.
Oh shit!
Is this information we could probably share here? I'm gonna be honest, like I'm dying to tell somebody here because this is a good change. I think.
I mean, whew. Oh man. Okay. Whew.
We were planning on making some kind of an announcement after his father's funeral.
Oh. Look, here's the thing. Whoever this religious order is, they're kind of an upstart faith, from what we understand, that the mayor found on his travels, and he insisted upon this type of service. So we were told to dress in black and march, also to not be sad. That one doesn't make any sense, but that's what they wanted. I don't know how long that's going to take. We don't know anything about this procession or ritual or anything. We're kind of going along out of respect.
How did most people feel about the Mayor Rexon?
The original?
The Elder, yeah.
Unbelievably popular. Just a kind, amazing soul. Perhaps a little too kind, in the sparing the rod, if you will, of the younger, resulting in a less than suitable leadership capability.
You're not wrong.
I was like, I don't know if you've seen it out there. It looks like everybody in town came out for this.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was obligation or loyalty.
It was not. We were not rounded up. We were given a notice that if we chose to participate, that this was what was asked of us, of the order that's handling this.
I've got to admit, I was kind of taken aback because I'd given the younger Clamorjack, I just assumed that the mayor himself was on that same tier.
Crazy train.
Yeah.
Crazy wagon.
Mayor always had his money, sent his kid to a really nice school, hoped that the school would be a little better for him, structure, strangers, and instead he became more of a problem, and his father had to continue to donate to the school to keep him there. And, bless the mayor, he was too kind and loving of a father to see the shell of a being his son had grown to become.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Tess?
I guess I was under the impression that he had a similar mindset. I guess maybe we should have talked to him.
We tried.
Yeah, we were hurried out the door.
That's a fair point. Do you know what the name of the sect is?
Or Manny.
No, it's just my notes are all over the place. That's the only problem. It's not that I'm searching for this. It's just my notes are all over the place. The House of the Peaceful Beyond.
Sounds hopeful.
Sounds like you need it. I don't think Clammerjack is giving him much peace.
He certainly wasn't dishing it out either.
So, look, I'm sorry. I can't really.
It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? You're just gonna. Excuse me. Can I have your attention, please? I know you're sad, so here comes a little more. Like.
I don't. Are we sharing the fact that Clammerjack's dead? Is that our plan?
That was my plan.
I mean,
We'll have an exit strategy.
I know.
We always have an exit strategy.
I know you mean well, and in the end, this was the right thing to do. You murdered the sitting mayor of a city. Whoever wanted to could call this a coup, and you not being from around here, you might understand how that would appear to the locals. Yes?
A coup would only really apply if we stuck around and tried to hold power, which we have no plans of.
Yeah, but
We're
that
leaving
doesn't mean.
today.
But that also doesn't mean that the next people filling the vacuum is going to be peaceful.
Look, I mean, I wish you the absolute best in whatever you decide to do. I literally feel like it is no place of mine to offer any suggestions of this course of action. If you will be gone by tonight, I will be gone in however long it takes me to walk out of here after bidding you a peaceful and prosperous journey.
We can give you a head start.
I mean,
And
I don't need it. I mean, I'm in a rush, but I feel some obligation to do what I can to ensure that you're okay.
we can take care of ourselves, all right. But and if you need somewhere to go, I could always use an extra set of hands, and I've got a workshop down in the Dalelands. If you can make your way there.
We'll see. I'm
Yeah.
probably heading that way. This kind of frontier living seems a little more work than it's worth. And I feel like a big city where this isn't scary is probably best for me.
Not a bad plan.
Damn, I'm trying to think of the name of the city.
In the Dalelands or where?
I think it's technically in Cormier. No, it is in the Dalelands. High Moon, that's what it was. Yeah. I've got a couple contacts in High Moon if you're looking for a city to set up in. And I doubt they'll think twice about you being half orc or whatever there.
I mean, I'm not like some people who want to hide or rename what I am. I wear a half orc proudly. And look, I am not so concerned about me, as we just discussed. Half orc, blacksmith, and he holds up like one arm that is just disproportionately bigger and more substantially ripped than the other. Veins, I mean striation, like the whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna be all right on the road, as long as I go that way, and not the way that you went. Oh my God, I absolutely forgot. That's fine.
Did we just lose John?
Yeah. We'll let him
Jeez.
Okay.
Dropping like flies out here.
And he kind of looks around on his shelves. You can see him kind of... perfect. And he grabs down this little box, and he opens it, and he hands everybody a ring. I know it's not much. It's not the best blacksmith yet, but I'm trying. I'm working hard, and so I wanted you just to have this, all of you, Daemion, for the kindness that you showed me, and everything, and I guess also to say thank you for helping this town with their problem. No, I don't want to congratulate you for murdering the mayor. It's not, but gives kind of the thumbs up. Yeah. So, absolutely, best of luck. I hope that I run into you again, and at a time in my skills when I can truly craft a token of appreciation for everything.
I hope for that as well.
Yeah, make sure you make a name for yourself so we know where to find you.
He goes, okay, cool. Look, I need to travel light. You are more than welcome to anything that I am leaving behind. And if you know of anybody worthy of any of this, feel free and wish them the best from me.
Take care, friend.
Kind of slings a pack. You hear like metal clanging together, a bunch of probably crafted things in the bag as he makes his way up his little ladder and down the alley. And before he turns the corner, he looks back at Daemion. Do me a favor, just in case. Can you close that on your way out?
Of course.
Just in case the winds change, like a little bit of a head start here, and nobody's gonna find that.
Yeah.
Thanks. And he, Incredible Hulks his way away without the sad piano music. Down the road. Also going against the grain of the procession, head and shoulders kind of sticking up quite prominently over the heads of your average size citizen. What would you all like to do?
I would look through the shop to try to find, if I could, something that seems to be the either the Melvaunt steel and or the mirror bar steel.
Okay. You see...
Can I...
Yeah.
I was going to say, can I aid with that, just having more of a smithing background than I think Banquo does?
Yeah, I would definitely need some assistance from my smithy friends.
as you kind of look around, you can see his stash of like essentially raw materials, his charcoal, his ingots, and there's essentially 2 different kinds, as well as still some of the mithril left over that he had. The 2 steels actually are stamped on the top. You know, branding is important. And the one stamped for Mirror Bar looks like the edges are very crisp. The formation of the bar seems very well, angles very sharp, evenly weighted, polished, very nice. The Melvaunt steel seems to be not as sharp on the edges, the color a little dull, but the same weight, just doesn't lay flat. Just whoever cast it did kind of a poor job.
And these are just bars of the steel?
Yeah.
Okay. How much would they weigh?
About 5 pounds each. They're just
Okay.
little.
I will go ahead and grab one of those each.
Okay.
Did the Melvaunt look like maybe it was overworked or anything, just from a smith's eye, or did it just look shittier?
Give me an investigation check.
Those.
Oh, I get advantage on that.
I'll hit you with the guidance as well. No, you can do it
Thank you.
yourself.
Thank you. I don't know why I put that down. Pretty good. 29. Thank you for the guidance.
If it looks like something has been mixed in, as if to stretch the amount of the source material. There's an additive which dulls the luster, which you would also know kind of leads to an uneven pour when you're casting, as well as the kind of not forming with the crisp edges, the flat bottom, like that kind of thing. It just, whatever it is, messed with the kind of composition of the little ingot. To change it, to most people, it's just a visual difference. To somebody such as Tess, if this was cocaine, somebody stepped on it. Sorry, that might be an
Yep,
analogy.
that is a metaphor that I am way more familiar with.
Okay. Yeah, just trying to speak plainly. 25-year-old me's like, fucking got it. Yeah. Anybody else? Basall, while you kind of were enthralled with the procession, Braxton gifted you a ring that would be easily a bracelet or a circlet to Tess, custom made for your size. You don't know what it does yet. Anything else you want to do in his little underground bunker, workshop, storeroom?
I also
Smith
Well, I
cave?
was actually gonna ask Tess if anything stood out as being worth bringing with us, whether through exceptional marksmanship, craftsmanship, or just maybe even something magical in nature here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna ritually cast detect magic.
Okay.
If we've got the time for that. Otherwise I can do it as an action. And like, first, kind of want to look at those rings, but also just getting a good sweep on.
The rings definitely ping a kind of magic, very faint, the kind that you would see in a relatively low level enchantment. Doesn't just it's not the Marcellus Wallace briefcase or anything. It is
What's the
just
school?
huh.
What's the school?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with divination. I'm not sure that's actually the best choice, but for right now, we will say divination.
I'll share that.
On
And
the rings, huh?
yeah,
That
didn't know he had that in.
All of them give off the same glow too. Only thing different about them is the sizes.
that warrants further investigation.
Yeah, I can. I mean, do we want it right now or do we want it later?
No, we can wait.
Yeah, I'll take another, or continue my sweep of just the area for anything good or anything magical.
You don't see anything. I mean, he's a very low level, entry level apprentice blacksmith. So it's the rudimentary tools, but little bits of charcoal, filament, things like that you would use in your traditional kind of most basic smithing.
All right, and Basall gave him one of the bracers from the armor set we found on our first jaunt, right? Is that still here, or did he take it with him?
No, he left it. You can see it kind of laying on like a nice little like towel rag, not stained or anything, but just if somebody who works on metal and I guess appreciated something very nice, he made sure to set it on something very nice.
All right, wrap it and hand it to Basall. Don't want to leave that behind.
Okay.
That's all I'm really finding, though. And I'm going to put the ring on.
Okay.
Is there any particularly sturdy male here?
There look like
And that's
pieces.
just junk mail.
He has spam. I don't like spam. He has one of those kind of like almost like mannequins that you would begin like affixing to if you were building one. So there's an incomplete set that looks like kind of maybe his passion project or his first big work.
Perfect. I think I'll take that.
Okay.
We might be able to fashion this into a receptacle of sorts for the next orb we have to deal with.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say for the head.
Oh my lord.
I was confused, too.
Yes, I need a special metal carrying case for my.
I want people to see it, but
head.
not see it.
I was worried about it, too. Like, it's been a weird couple days.
No, after the touching of the last orb, I'm thinking ahead.
Yeah, we need to not do that.
Maybe some
again, I think.
tongs, like some really big tongs.
I'm just figuring I'll make a chainmail bag, and should work.
Orb flail.
Don't tempt me.
Psychic damage orb flail.
And
Is
there
it a
it
bowling
is.
ball on a chain? What is that? Don't worry about it. Intelligence saves, bitch. Blah.
It's my mace of psychic damage.
Or get brain.
Dodge an orb, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it. If you get hit with it, you take the bludgeoning damage and then have to make a saving throw against psychic damage.
So, yes.
Sure.
Yeah, like I said, it's an incomplete piece. You can tell each little ringlet seems like very well done. They're perfectly oval. All of the little indentations for them to link into each other are perfectly hammered in together. He cared about this piece, and had probably been working on it for quite some time.
Right.
All right.
Anything
Else
else?
for anybody?
We should grab up the leftover mithril too, if we haven't.
Saul has just stood in the corner quietly the whole time this happened.
How you feel about the ring?
Yeah, right.
I wasn't there for that. That was when I lost audio.
You got a ring. He handed everybody. Like I said, yours is same magically as everybody, just a different size.
Yeah, it's some
And
kind of
Tess found out
divination,
it
but
was there's some divination magic attached to it.
can I make an Arcana check offhand just to what's a simple thing that's usually put on a ring that in that school? Just off the top of my head, or no?
Yes, but not for the reason that you stated.
Okay.
If I tell you why,
All right.
go.
That's a natural 20.
It gives off the aura of a kind of portent adjacent vibe.
It's kind of like what I can do with seeing some of the things that are going to happen later. I'll have to look a little bit more into this. How do you get access to that? I'll look more into it later.
Surprise, the smith was a wizard.
Apparently.
Wouldn't be the first time.
You see him flying on a broom above everybody. Ha ha! I got you. I'm out. Good luck.
He's even green.
By the way, y'all, they killed the mayor. Deuces.
Yo, this motherfucker ain't one of us. They said they killed the mayor.
Dude, that would save us so much trouble, actually.
Oh, thank God
Yeah,
for not
honestly.
making that awkward.
Honestly,
Cool. We done here? Let's go.
you'll find the people in the bar and just be like, hey, actually.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
This is awkward.
So, I mean, do we still want to go ahead with plan tell everybody?
Maybe we just let them figure it out.
If you guys don't want to deal with that, we can put the body on my horse.
The
I'll go
body's gone.
Oh, I thought Basall had it.
No, I took the body back to the keep.
Neverwinter Castle.
Oh,
you
that's
have
right.
you have the
Okay.
head.
Then, yeah, it simplifies this process even further. I will invisibly go to wherever they do the burying, deposit the head, and leave.
So instead of the headless horseman, it's the bodiless horseman.
The headed horseman.
I have a thought. Because Clamorjack was clearly not respected by anyone that we've come across. He also had a lot of cowardly vibes, in my opinion. Maybe that's just because he wasn't willing to face truth of a lot of things. If there's no evidence and he's just gone, could there's still be rumors that he was killed, but
Responsibility scared him and he ran.
exactly.
Yeah, but I don't want to leave them guessing like that. Like, they're going to need to come up with some new system of governance. I don't want to leave them hanging like, oh, what happened? Because
Well, the Lord's
Also, they might
Alliance
lionize him. I'm sorry, go ahead, Tess.
Well, the Lord's Alliance is showing up and coming with the, hey, your leadership is inept. Having the leader disappear really only backs that up.
that's their problem. It's none of my business. I'm going to
And
take some steps to clean up my mess and get out of here, and the Lord's Alliance can do whatever the hell they want. They will anyway.
we can help the city. Okay. But anyway, not really something we gotta bicker about, I guess. Yeah, do we want to head over as a group, or do you want to go on your own?
If I go by myself, I can do it more quickly, I imagine, and subtly. So if you guys don't want to be involved, I don't blame you.
Go with you, but I'll probably hang back on the roof or something just to make sure you don't get yourself into something. You know, I know you're capable, but you never know what kind of shit happens.
If a spell's cast on you, it's also cast on Peduncle, right? Were you planning on taking him?
Yeah, I was just going to make myself invisible and
Oh,
by
I was gonna offer
extension,
to do the same.
invisible my horse.
Okay, I was gonna offer, but if you got it.
And hold on. And what, parade around a floating disembodied head, or are you going to become invisible and like audibly tell people?
The head would also be invisible.
Okay.
I was just going to
Got
leave
it.
it somewhere to be found.
Okay, my head didn't
On
quite
top of
get
the
to the
coffin.
invisible head. I thought you were going to parade a disembodied, what would appear floating head through town and go with it just to make sure everybody saw it. Okay, cool, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna run around invisible while casting minor illusion, going woo.
A ghost head.
My daddy says, the Lord's Alliance is out to get me.
No, I figure I'll just find wherever they're planning to bury the father and leave the head at the grave site. Let them figure it out from there.
Okay.
They'll know he's dead. That's good enough.
Are you going to try to do this while there's people around? Suddenly the head is going to appear from their perspective?
I don't know. I'll see when I get there. I still don't even know where this burial site is.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. All right. Anybody else got anything they want to do in Braxton's little cubby hole? Remember to close up on your way out, please. He asked nicely.
Yeah, I'll try to sweep some dirt over it, disguise it a little bit.
Okay.
As we're heading out.
As you make your way back to the street, looking both ways, at the one end, down by where the kind of big square is, and you would expect the circle to come back round, it has broken up. Let me get the little pointer thing. So, you're here. This section is no longer like continuous. It's not just making this circuit. There's a gap. The end of the procession is basically like about here, making its way up, down, and then you can see it kind of splitting at one point as it seems to be making its way towards the east gate of town.
Alright, I mean, that's what I have to go on, so I'll try and get to the head of the procession and figure out where the hell they're going.
Okay. Are you going to go like against the grain to save time?
I mean, I'm on a horse. I can probably go around as long as I know roughly where I need to go.
Okay, you're
I
going
don't want to try and charge invisibly through a crowd of people.
I mean,
Banquo could be running aerial overwatch for you and kind of directing you.
I can also just have Thorn do that.
No, that's true.
Or Thorn. I've ignored him all day.
I forgot about Thorn.
Oh yeah.
He didn't get to see the dragon.
So my invisible... no, he was there for the dragon. It's Peduncle that wasn't there for the dragon.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll have my invisible familiar scouting above while invisible me on my invisible horse carry the invisible head. Hell. The adventure no one saw.
okay.
You're doing a lot of thinking, Manny.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to draw the like the kind of path here, just to
Yeah, so I see.
kind of get you an idea if you're gonna send your familiar up. So this is how it's
cartography.
okay. So this is essentially how the flow of the procession seems to go. You're gonna launch your familiar before you get on the horse and make a decision about which direction to go.
Yeah, he can fly pretty fast, so he can just figure out where I need to go and let me know.
Okay. What's his range from you?
Well, I mean, he's his own guy, so he can theoretically fly as far as he wants.
The connection to you has any distant limitations?
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so the telepathy is only within 100 feet.
Okay.
So he would have to go out and come back, obviously.
But also, if he got 100 feet straight up in the air, the perspective from that height could see pretty far.
Quite far, I'm sure.
Okay. So you're going to send him essentially straight up to hover over the center of town. And you can see out past the gate and in the road, there appears to be a kind of a little swampy area, a little bit not too far outside the walls of town. Seems to be a well-worn path, and more than anything, there seemed to be a big kind of cloister of the black-headed, white-bottomed members of the order standing around what appears to be this, like, almost made bog. Everything looks kind of, nasty and rotten, blah, 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 but after a certain amount of space, it's grassy. Like they just put this bog here.
So bizarre.
I
Religious
think it,
fanatics.
weren't they black dragonborn?
Maybe.
I have that in my notes, and I'm pretty sure they're native to swamps.
Somebody knows their ecology.
Oh, for
It
Pete's
happens
sake.
when you,
There you go.
happens when you do dragon
Cool.
campaigns.
Right, yes. Like I said, dragons and mind flayers, my two favorite things. So, yeah. Yes, that is out of character, that is why.
Right, so they're headed to a swamp, which apparently makes sense biologically, but is still strange to me.
Sure.
So yeah, if I can, I will get there ahead of them.
Okay.
And sort of set up the head in a very obvious manner. Maybe on a stick, I don't know. Not like he deserves any better, Robin.
Put some toothpicks in his mouth so he's smiling.
Okay.
Without the body,
I'm not
there's
saying-
no Weekend at Bernie's opportunity.
The oh my god is not in response to what you're doing. It's in response to what all these people are about to see.
Yeah, it's a little gruesome, but
All right, so what does everybody else want to do while Daemion improvs on how he's going to present a severed head to a bunch of mourning people to notify them that their government has essentially fallen? What would you all like to do to pass the time?
Wasn't part of the plan also to let them know that the undead were a real threat?
Mayor's dead. There's a bunch of undead coming. Good luck.
Stick a note in his mouth.
well, that's the thing is I'm actually over here like planning to leave a note of some kind.
BT dubs. Undead coming.
All right, fair enough.
TTYL.
You could put the undead head next to his head, like your mayor failed you. The undead are coming.
There's a lot of severed heads at this funeral, and I like it.
Can we get a third severed head somehow? I feel like things
My
work
time has
better in
come.
threes.
Yeah, sure. Just hold real still.
All right, make it quick. Hurry up.
Hang on. My neck will chop much faster.
All right. Just gonna stand there, just kind of going. All right, man. Good luck.
No, I'm
No.
going with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we maybe want to, like, if Hubbub has started to get out, do we want to maybe disguise ourselves at all, or are we good?
Mm,
I don't know what capabilities you guys have for that.
I suppose. Yeah, probably don't want to make it too obvious. I don't know. Is our plan once we're like done to use our boxes to dip out?
Probably. It's been a little while since I had any idea what the plan is. I'll be real with you.
Yeah.
Well, you might remember they made it pretty clear that whether we returned on our own or not, we would be summoned back forcefully.
Yeah, at nightfall.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead. I'm probably just then going to follow the procession. I know I'm not. Oh shit! We do need to be dressed for the occasion, don't we?
Not when you're invisible.
Oh,
Yeah, my
that's true.
invisibility only lasts a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna use disguise self to appear as someone else, just a nondescript person for an hour, and with the matching garb to everyone else.
The mourners or the.
The mourners. I'm not gonna try and impersonate anyone right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Basall's going to do the same.
Okay. And just kind of join in the procession.
I can cast invisibility on Banquo for an hour.
That'll work.
I cast invisibility on Banquo.
And I'll take to the sky, and I'll be 60 feet up or so, just following the procession. I will cast see invisibility so that I can keep an eye on
Yourself.
on Daemion.
Okay. All right. Daemion trying to make it to the front of the procession. I imagine moving much faster than Banquo can. Yes.
I would think.
Okay. Tess and Basall, disguised as mourners, joining in the procession or just trying to be less conspicuous?
I kind of want to see where this ends, if possible. So, heading that a ways.
Yeah. Not in the procession, but following it.
Okay. In the correct direction it's going, or are you going to take the shortcut to try to get closer to the front?
I would take the shortcut.
Shortcut. Yeah.
All right. Shortcut's going to be in blue, like heading that way. Okay.
Just to, yeah.
All right. And then Daemion obviously headed the shortcut way to try to get out in front, and Banquo going where Daemion goes. Yes.
Yeah, I'll be 65 feet in the air.
Okay. All right. Everybody is off. It seems very weird for Banquo and Tess to be in that kind of empty part of the street. Basall, did you make yourself like just a different looking furbolg, or did you like shrink your physical like size?
Yeah, I've dropped down to just. I'm a large person.
Okay.
That's I'm just as nondescript and gray man as I can be.
Okay. So you make your way, and as you make it to the end of the block, you can see nobody really notices that you just kind of come out of nowhere. Not even the members of the clergy. They seem to be too enraptured with their own chanting, and you just kind of mingle right in, walk for a little bit. Nobody talks. There's no like sideways glances at somebody who you maybe, kind of went to the funeral with. You guys want to go together? none of that. Just a solemn,
Tailgating beforehand.
silent march. I did shotgun a Mike's Hard Lemonade at my friend's funeral, just to say. Just dutiful, on your way, moving. Daemion, you and Peduncle are going to find that doing your best to avoid people. They seem to be in a pretty well tight formation, kind of wrangled in on the sides every couple hundred feet by whatever order is conducting the procession. And surprise, surprise, people in a funeral procession don't move very fast. So you are almost to the gate as the head of the procession makes it there. And along your way, probably about here at this bend, you are going to pass the large object that seems to be above everybody's head. You've only seen one in your ride, the procession that you've passed. This is the only one. And it seems to be slowly making its way towards the front. You both seem to be going in the same kind of direction.
Wasn't expecting that. So I've been like passing it up the line. Weird. Oh well, none of my business.
Not a religious scholar. Let's go. So you make your way out. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what Sky Daddy's making them do? You march your way out, and as you get to the bog, Daemion, you're going to see, you did cast the invisibility, so you've been able to track him. Or Banquo, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see Daemion get ahead of everything, out to the bog, and as you arrive, what is very clearly a big hole that they dug recently, filled with water and leaves and moss and kind of let out in the sun. It's Slapdash might be like overselling this bog. 8 of the clergy members stand solemnly, 4 on each side of this essentially dirty swimming pool, basically. Heads down, very solemn, chanting an unfamiliar verse that they repeat over and over again. What would you like to do as you, Peduncle, and the head arrive? And at this point, you've probably passed the front of the procession by 300-400 yards. Like, they're not moving fast at all.
As one would expect. Yeah, so I'm going to wave off a little bit, find somewhere to set down a piece of paper, and write out a note that essentially boils down to, this man has been lying to you. The rumors you've heard about the undead horde are real. Nick will gasp audibly as I'm writing. Glister and Holberg are already gone. This man has died for his hubris. Please heed these words. And then I'll coil up the note, I guess. Bit of string. Go back to my backpack. I gotta remember everything that I was doing. And then go back to the bog area with the chanting weirdos. start looking around for a good spot to put everything.
You don't see anything. This is kind of a coastal grassland, save for the quickly thrown together bog, as it were. It's flat. It's open. Yeah.
Well, I was hoping it wouldn't come to this. I'm gonna take my my rapier, my spare weapon, stab it into the ground, and put the head on top of the handle with the note in its mouth.
Okay. As is the rapier invisible, or is like out of like nothing a sword going to materialize?
Everything will stop being invisible as I kind of release it. So each individual component will gradually appear.
Okay, so
There'll be a sword, then a head, then a piece of paper in the mouth.
okay.
I kind of love that.
Okay. So sword appears, the head appears, the piece of paper appears, the members of the clergy, head still bowed, oblivious.
Banquo's just up in the sky eating popcorn right now.
And then once I've got everything in place, I will get back on my invisible horse, and ride a moderate distance away to keep an eye on things.
About to get spicy.
Okay.
What was that?
So it's about to get spicy.
Oh yeah, I bet.
All right.
Banquo will cast a minor illusion to give the mayor's son a goatee that he didn't have before. No, I'm just joking.
It looks like I drew it on with a pen.
It's funny you said minor illusion, because I'm sitting here like, if I have to make this more dramatic, I'm absolutely gonna minor illusion some
Divine
shit.
glow.
As you sit back, the procession slowly but surely makes its way towards the bog. Suddenly, the kind of beginning of it seems to stop. The tail end, not so much. So instead of like a long line, it kind of just crushes into this massive group of people. The coffin gets adjusted. There's once again a clamor for the object. As the crowd kind of, as it goes from a line to a crowd, Tess
Gaggle.
and Basall, what
I was
are you gonna kind of get into the throngs of it, or is this the time when you kind of go, all right, this is enough for us?
I'm gonna use my winged boots when we get to like when it starts getting a little more pushed together, just to not be at risk of getting knocked to the ground, if you know what I'm saying.
You're not gonna fly above everybody. You're just gonna use it for a couple of. Okay, got it.
Essentially, I'm coming like up to Basall's shoulder now,
Sure.
maybe.
And you're gonna stay like in the throng as it kind of coalesces into this mass.
Do we want to kind of skirt to the side, maybe?
That was my thought.
Okay. Off to the side towards the middle, or off to the side like in the back.
Towards the middle, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so like literally off to the sides, not to the back of the mob.
Yeah.
Okay.
The mob. I don't like that word.
Group of people.
Uh-huh.
The line turns into this group. The group, as kind of a whole, begins to surround the bog, or at least kind of approach it and break up a little bit to surround. The box still kind of in flux as people kind of spread out. Some from the outskirts kind of make their way in an attempt to handle the object. everybody gets closer. It's still solemn, head down, maybe a little more alert. It's not the city streets of your familiar town. You are out in the grass and in the countryside. And as it gets close enough, you can see... Okay. Daemion, about how far away did you, like, post up from this?
Depends on how big the crowd is getting, because obviously I don't want anyone bumping into me by accident or anything like that.
Alright, we can... Okay, you see where 7 is the gate, right? There's a road that comes out of there. Alright?
Okay.
The bog is going to be of the north side of the road. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Do you want to be south of the road, seeing it from the back of the mob? The north far end, like looking at it as they come towards you.
Yeah, definitely the north side.
Okay. And then, with all of that, how far away from the head do you want to be?
Ideally about 30 feet or so.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
Bold.
It's much more like, man, you really want to see these people freak out, huh? Okay.
I need to make sure that the message gets delivered.
Gotcha. Okay.
Speaking of message.
You see the groups kind of slowly making their way. The clergy kind of having folded in and seemingly shepherding people towards the front in a very orderly fashion. The kind of citizenry mourners slowly begin to fill in, kind of making a circle around the bog. The ones closest and towards the front make their way, and Daemion, you're going to see one particularly curious dwarf kind of make their way over.
Yes, I've been waiting. He pokes the head.
Is he dead?
That's gross. And removes the letter. Perfect. At that moment, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion to make the sound of his voice saying, "I'm sorry," in like a ghostly whisper.
Jesus, I didn't know Daemion was such a dramatic bitch.
At this point, a couple of other members of the citizenry have come up. No doubt kind of curious also by what the dwarf sees, and seems, and then show the note, and the second person to see it, eyes get all big, and, hey! Roxanne's dead! And you can see, from your perspective, you can actually see the news travel through the crowd. The procession stops. These down-looking, somber mourners, all 40,000 of them, you can see everybody's face. Solemnity gone, shock, disbelief, and you just watch it go in waves as far as a voice can travel to somebody who hears, and then back further, and back further into the crowd. Like a shockwave that you can see. And at the same time, the object is making its way towards the front for its final placement. And just at the moment that the object and the knowledge of the death coincide, the object that people have been fighting over and clamoring for suddenly falls, just disappears into the crowd as this swell of cheers breaks out. And in the back, you can hear, Daemion, from your perspective, Banquo especially, the back of the crowd hasn't gotten the news yet, so they are just aghast that they watched this box just fall into the crowd. They're perplexed that there's cheering. Nobody knows what's going on.
Holy shit.
And just like the wave at a sporting event, eventually the crowd and the cheer just raises up all the way to the back. People are hugging. There are high fives. There are all kinds of prestidigitation magic going off. The group instantly becomes disorderly and disperses. And in the middle of this once dense procession lands a box with an open lid and half of a dead body sticking out of it.
Oh god. If Tess sees that, she's gonna hustle forward and try to just go to sleep. Go back to bed.
Left, right half or up, down half? Or
It is
front,
not
back?
like it is not like literally half a body. Half of
Okay.
half of a whole body has spilled out of the box.
Now, okay.
Okay, yeah, no,
thought
it is
you
not.
meant
It is
like
not two
half.
halves of a sandwich.
Now I get what you're saying.
I had the same thought at first.
Yeah, sorry, no.
Well, that went over well.
That's wild.
I think at this point, my business here is done. So I'm going to go up and assume they've grabbed the note. Is the head still on the sword?
Yes.
That's unfortunate. I'm going to unceremoniously fling the head into the bog, grab my sword, drop the invisibility, and open my box.
Okay. The clergy is still unmoving. They are devoted to this ritual. So while this chaos and celebration and jubilation breaks out around them, they still feel as if there is a task to do. And a couple of them seem to be making their way to the crowd to recover the object and its contents. So are they going to see you for like a split second and then you're going to bamf out? Or is all of that
Yeah.
Okay.
There will be just a brief moment, maybe a couple of seconds, and I'll be gone.
Okay.
Head flies off. Person appears and picks up the sword. They open up the box and just bam.
Maybe a cheeky wink if anyone's looking at me.
It's a real weird Thursday out here.
Just making sure I'm getting the order of operations down.
Yes. Give me an athletics check for see how far you're going to throw the head.
Dude, if you make me roll, fucking why?
Stop throwing
I don't
heads
care.
around, man.
I don't care how far the head goes.
It's for effect. God damn it.
I got a 0.
The head's going to look like it rolled off the table. It's gonna fall in the bog, like crown first, so upside down, cut side neck up, stick with the spines that come out of its head are gonna just basically impale the ground. It's gonna make like a dull thud splat as it lands in the soggy ground and sits completely upside down.
Like I don't care. I have actively tried to intimidate people at least twice today. No dice. I throw a head. You gotta roll for it. Fuck. I don't care.
It splats in the ground. The order kind of looks up. And you can see him kind of start stamping down ground and conjuring water to make the bog a little bigger. One of them just kind of picks it up and splats it in the ground, while the other ones kind of hurriedly rush off to grab the box and its contents. Banquo, you've been keeping an eye on Daemion, so as far as you go, he never became uninvisible. He more just disappeared. What are you doing when he bamps out?
I am like calling this shot by shot, play for play, like a sports announcer to Tess and Basall, just because this is just too good to miss. And then once Daemion disappears, I say, all right, it's time to boogie. And then from my place in the air, yeah, I'll just go ahead and open up my box too. I was thinking about going down and stealing something, but
I like stealing.
Yeah.
I like taking things.
Oh boy, here I go stealing again.
Time to steal the body.
I was gonna rob it. I wasn't gonna steal it.
I was gonna rob from the body, not rob the actual body.
Yeah.
I'm a grave robber, not a body thief. That's creepy. All right, so Daemion, big dramatic show, gone. Banquo, gone. Tess and Basall, having heard what's gone down, what are you doing from the edges that become less and less populated as people spread out into the countryside in celebration?
Tess definitely like, hey, saw the body fall, like that's let's try and help with that, and made a beeline. So if she got there and was able to start helping before the clergy like amassed around it, she's listening to the play-by-play, and every response to Banquo was just yep, and just like, all right, just get in there.
You make it just in time as the order. They kind of tilt the box back correctly and do their best to kind of lift the contents of it back in. The contents is of the former Lord Mayor, and just as they get it back in, you see he's dressed in like night clothes, like a dressing gown, as it were. You're from the Midwest, you know what the hell that is. I don't know. I don't know. Seems wholesome.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Okay. And you notice there are two very big blood stains about the abdomen, just as they kind of get the body back in the box and close down the lid real quick.
All right. Anyone around watching, like, in the rest of the crowd?
Not really.
Okay. Just gonna tuck that information away.
Okay.
I mean, if it's any consolation, I'm pretty sure he's been avenged.
I've been in the revenge business so long, I don't know what I would do now.
Willem Dafoe don't gotta show up today.
You ever thought about piracy? You make a great trade profit. Okay, so you help them. Well, yeah, you get there just in time to. Yeah, they sent out quite a few people. He's kind of bulky. High lizard folk be like that. You get him in, and as you get him in, like I said, you notice there's a couple of bloody spots on his attire as the order quickly closes the casket and picks it up and begins dutifully carrying it to the bog with no regard for the decorum of those around. Gonna stick around? Basall? Seen enough?
Yep. So
Okay.
it's just gonna kind of make sure he's not right next to anybody. Take his box out, open it, and poof.
Okay. Tess?
Are there, like, I don't even know how she would go about handling this. Like, she kind of wants to warn somebody of the Lord's Alliance, like, hey, paying our respects and we're on the way to help. But also, she's kind of floored right now and has no idea how to go about that. So unless there's like an obvious authority figure around,
Everybody's all
Also
dressed in.
vamps.
There's just basically two types of people at this point: those dressed in all black and those dressed in the regalia of the order conducting the service.
Ah, yes, the Goths and the Holy Men.
Sometimes both.
Classic high
I mean,
school.
they appear to be death clerics, so I think that there's some overlap
Everybody's
there.
smoking.
Yeah, I think just she's also gonna bamf out.
Okay.
Let a herald of or a emissary of the Lord's Alliance make that announcement.
You'll find it. You all pull open your box, feel the warm rush, and overwhelmed by a blinding light. And one by one, you return to the throne room of Neverwinter Castle. Lady Gwendolyn, as usual, kind of just staring at the ceiling. Harold seemingly involved in a floating book.
Is the body still there?
My lady.
I'll just leave her be. It's not like she's going to contribute anything useful anyway.
Gwendolyn. Where do I begin? And this typically aloof, barely engaged, half vacant stare becomes exceptionally intense. The voice carries with it some gravitas and purpose, and even Harold kind of slides over a little bit. Do we not have enough problems that we are overthrowing local governments? And we'll leave it on that note tonight. Yeah, nothing like destabilizing a local government, huh?
I mean, what did they think the arrest was gonna do?
All right, so...
Oh, arrest. I thought you said lay to rest.
Oh, look, man, you gotta enunciate. You're barely here.
I
He's
speak
resting.
undercommon. Yeah.
He's resting permanently.
Yes.
You know, it's
He is
solved
taking
all the problems.
a rest.
A long
Yes.
rest.
The longest, in
the
fact.
longest rests. Good. Well rested. All right. So our party went out. Dealt with things in their own particular ways in the name of their cause of justice. Destabilized the local government. Witnessed a new religious ritual. Saw their two favorite NPCs off. And got a little bit of stuff. Right? So, all around, a successful jaunt through town today.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry we were late. We went a little long. I just wanted to get through this today. As always, this has been just an absolute highlight of my week, mostly because of the people I get to do it with. We're going to do a quick little outro of them. I don't have any channel business today, so we will get right out of here after we give them their all due. Let us start kind of our least coping member of the party. Basall, it's been a night and a pretty decent part of a morning since you saw anybody killed. Justice be done, depending on your perspective. Basall going to be on the uptick with all of this, or just not getting any worse?
I think at this point it's more of reaching that stable ground.
Okay.
Like I said, it was ends justify the means, so he's kind of adopting that. You know, he's going to have to do things that he's not okay with. It's not going to sit well with him. It's definitely going to affect him.
Do you feel you've done more good than harm in all of this?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay. Like I said,
No,
just
because he took the orb and the dragon went and ransacked an entire town.
okay. All right. Fair enough. Tell us about our friend John.
Well, I'm here because you invited me to do this, and I am not going to pass up that opportunity because I have a phenomenal party to play with and a phenomenal DM to play for. Yeah, like you said, this is highlight of the week. I look forward to playing with y'all every week. Even when things get hectic right up at the line, dogs barking and wife getting off work and all that, but it's, we plan our week around playing, so it's definitely something that we make time to do in this house.
Glad you're here. Tell your wife we said hello.
Everybody says hi.
Let's slide over to our observer and Forgotten Realms version of, we'll say, Jim Ross, covering the play-by-play of the funeral procession gone awry. You've completed a chapter. You've kind of discovered this vault. Didn't go according to plan. You're probably still in the more questions than answers section. Banquo, you feel like you've done good here, or where are you feeling on your kind of level of accomplishment to this point?
Banquo feels that we have furthered the mission goals. He's not sure if we're doing good or not, but we're doing good enough. And he has gathered information and resources that he set out to accomplish, so he's doing good for himself.
All right.
And that's about as much as he really needs to be doing.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about our boy Nick.
Yeah, sorry for the late start. That's on me. Just been a long day, long week. But this is the part of the week that I look forward to the most every week. I keep saying it, like, what the hell is wrong with you? You've made me look forward to Wednesdays more than Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay.
Like, this can't be right. But I sure do. Yeah, it gets me through the week knowing that Wednesday's coming, because this is just so much fun. I enjoy this group of people so much. Manny, I enjoy your games and your DMing so much. And once again, thank you for bringing this problem to me of loving Wednesdays.
I mean, there's worse things. We'll see. There's more Dragon Vaults. They may be worse, and Wednesdays might be the bane of your existence. Let us move over to our, I guess, our head revolutionary. Just deposing the mayor was the course of action. Daemion, I think it was you in the, somebody, about gaslighting the town because you don't owe them anything. You did your part. You were committed to notifying them of an absence of government, but not much beyond that. You okay with how it turned out? You hope for the best?
Yeah, no, I mean, let's look at the events of the day. He killed someone who had wronged him. He kept his word, and he made an entire town of people cheer with joy. I see this as an absolute win.
Bruce Banner meme. Yeah, all right, fair enough. I mean, this is personal insight.
And
all of those things are true.
And with those last few seconds, he made sure that they will probably know what happened, but they'll never be able to prove it.
I doubt anybody's going to look into it too much.
Same.
Yeah. All right, cool. We're sure he's dead, yeah? Head's right there. Case closed. Head monster got him. As always, I'm so glad to have all of you, Raz. That was a lot of fun. The funeral thing especially. I didn't think you guys were going to go anywhere near that. They used to be like, well, time to go, bye. Awesome, so glad to have you. And last and not least, are helpful up to the end, even to reposition a body that spilled when the crowd turned from mourning to excitement at the death of a second mayor. Hey.
Two in one day.
Yeah, I mean,
I had a nickel for every time a mayor died in Melvaunt. I don't have 2 nickels.
Two.
It's weird that it happened twice.
In the same day. Fair enough. Tess, you always the compassionate, definitely kind of invested personally, beyond the kind of sake of the greater good in this. You destabilized the government. You are about to be sent out, if not at least scolded first by Gwendolyn, who might not be your real mom. Doesn't owe you anything. You're not my real mom.
She's not. My mom's much nicer.
Fact. So how's everything going? You feel a sense of accomplishment with everything over these last couple of days?
No, like, hey, she has gotten a long way towards her goals, but I think there's a growing, like, maybe not growing, but she's not super thrilled with how Melvaunt went. Sorry, that was hard English, apparently. Not super thrilled with how Melvaunt went, but then pleasantly surprised that that was the reaction. Definitely going to argue that the government destabilized itself when one of the
Look what you
noble family ruling it killed the other one. We just kind of showed up and fixed that.
Maybe he fell on a knife twice. You don't know.
In his sleep, peacefully.
Fell out of bed. Like there's knives right there. Accidents happen.
Yeah, I mean, there are, like, plenty of spells that can reveal the truth at any point that somebody wants to deal with that. So as far as that goes, she's like, no, this was, like, I'd rather we would have arrested him, but here we are.
This is good, too.
And also, they also plan to take over the city, so that's where she's like, maybe I'm not a big enough thinker for all this.
We didn't kill the dad. And
no,
the son needed to die. Like, we didn't destabilize the government. No.
Yeah, no, we absolutely destabilized.
We stabilized the government.
Clearly.
You brought balance to the
murdering
force.
madman who was
Congrats,
about to wreck
Anakin.
the
Nice job.
economy.
All right, so as we argue the merits of who is solely responsible for the destabilization of the rule of Melvaunt, we will leave you on that note. To everybody who watched tonight, thank you very much for tuning in and making us part of your day. As always, to our amazing group, just thank you for just being awesome and making this campaign a lot of fun for me. So next week, we will be back Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Set your alarms, huh? Back at 7 p.m. for our big 10th anniversary, 10th episode special. It's not really anything special. I just like big round numbers. The kind of jumping on point for the beginning of a new part of the narrative. So please tune in for that. Also, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, tune in for the season finale of our long-term persistent campaign, Eberron Tranquility's Twilight. That one is getting just as crazy as this one, but for political intrigue reasons, not for big, scary flying monsters reasons. So tune in for that. To everybody who watched, once again, thank you very much. To my players, I love you and I appreciate you so much. To everybody else, thank you for watching. I love Dungeons & Dragons and the people who play it, and we will see you again real soon. Good night. I am exhausted.